Hey, what's up? What's up? It's Pastor Ron once again, logging on to share with you a couple of stuff. I thank you for taking your time out. I thank you for what you continue to do, supporting, sharing, watching, leaving comments. It's so appreciated. I thank you so much. And don't forget, if you have not yet, down here, subscribe. And make sure you share it. Share with 5 of your friends. Share one of the videos. Share my entire page. It'd be much appreciated. I'm just trying to grow the kingdom of God. I'm trying to make sure we're at a place where people are well informed and have healthy relationships. God has blessed me with the opportunity to counsel and to learn some things about relationships as I go along. And my prayer is that I'm able to share some of this knowledge with you and allow you to grow and have healthy relationships. The key is not for you to stay in relationships, i.e. marriage or long-term relationships. The key is for you to have healthy relationships. We have so many folks that stay in toxic relationships. No, I want you to stay in healthy relationships. So my goal and my desire is to be able to share some things with you and to share some teachings. So today I'm gonna go over a simple topic: signs that I'm in a toxic relationship. Signs that I am in a toxic relationship. First point: he or she tries to isolate you. He or she tries to isolate you. So, with a person that's in a mentally abusive or toxic relationship, the one thing that you find yourself is that you're isolated, meaning you lose all your friends, your family. It's just you and your man. It's you and your woman. And this is deliberately done by the abuser. This is something that this person does in order for them to be the only one that's feeding you information. Because an abuser, one that sits at a place that is a toxic person, they understand a variety of thought could cause the stronghold over your life to be broken. They realize by them sitting at a place and actually sitting here and having other people speak to you and say, hey, is this normal? This is not right. Why are you going through this? By having these things, that often allows the person to lose their grip. So what they do, they eventually say, oh, this person is a bad person. Why do you hang out with this person? I want to spend all my time with you. I want you to stay home with the kids. And this is a common tactic of someone who abuses you. So you have to be wary when you have someone, when you're dating someone, when you're married to someone who sits there and constantly tries to isolate you. I've seen situations where people have caused the other one to not go to church anymore, to cut off their family, where this person is their all and their everything. They deliberately sometimes leave their hometown, so it's just them. I'm not saying it's wrong to travel or to leave your hometown with your spouse or your loved one, but this is often a tactic of someone trying to isolate you in a toxic relationship. So be careful of these particular signs of a toxic relationship. Secondly, they are controlling with your money, with your time, with everything that you do. If you have a person that insists on having all your passwords, insist on checking through your phone at all time, insist on it must have your location on to know where you are at all times, that is a sign of an unhealthy relationship. You should be able to be independent in a healthy relationship where you're able to be free to do your things and do what you want, but yet still have a healthy place with someone else. Again, it goes back to our initial point. When you're in a toxic relationship, one of the main things the person does is that they sit here and they try to isolate you and make them become your God, for lack of a better term. When they're sitting here and they're the only one providing all information and controlling everything that you do. So that is a very, very unhealthy situation. It's a very dangerous situation where a person is so controlling, control every single aspect and every single thing that you do. And they're trying to make sure that they get all the information and all that goes on in order to, eventually, worst case scenario, stalk you, abuse you, and kind of restrict your freedom. So that's definitely a dangerous sign of you being in an unhealthy relationship. Third and last point I want to share with you, though there are many signs of a toxic relationship, you don't see yourself without the person. Meaning, even if you know the person's bad for you and they're toxic, you can't rid yourself of that person. Even when you leave them and you guys are broken up, but then you get to a place where you find your way back into that person's life. So this third point is kind of on you, where despite knowing all the bad and all the wrong that the person does, you sit there and you can't let go. You sit there and you don't want to leave them. You sit there and you're constantly around them. You sit there and you break up, but you find your way back into the home, allowing this person to come back with you. So that is a sign of an unhealthy, toxic relationship. And this is a sign. This is often dangerous because we don't realize it. It's very subtle. And you think you're doing a good thing, you think you're doing the right thing, when you're actually harming yourself and inviting this spirit, and it kind of reminds me of a soul tie. When you have a soul tie where no matter what you do, you can't rid yourself of that person, like, despite all the abuse and negativity, but you still can't let go and you still with that person for years upon years. That's the sign of a toxic and unhealthy relationship. A healthy relationship is one where you're free, where you're able to do things, they encourage you and they push you. Not one where you're restricted, not one where you're isolated, not one where you feel like you're alone in a relationship, that this person wants to control you so bad and they sit here and cause you to be a place where you have no freedom, no restriction, where you feel restricted. So I think it's important for you to identify and check your current relationships, because of comfort and we're so used to being with somebody, we don't realize when we get down that toxic road. Oftentimes it calls for us to remove ourselves out the relationship to realize how bad something really was for us, and that it's dangerous for us to be at a place where we continue to be in this unhealthy relationship. Because my goal for anyone that comes across this is for you to be the best person that you can be, the best mother, the best father, the best son, the best daughter, the best person that you can be. And these toxic relationships tend to restrict you and cause you to not to go further. So these 3 points I share with you, I want you to understand these 3 points are the signs of a toxic relationship. Do your best that if you're in that situation, pray to God. If you're married, you're I don't want to say you're stuck, it's a whole different situation, but either way, just pray to God for that person, that God could change his or her heart, that God could not only change their heart, but give you the strength to speak up and say, listen, I don't like this. I'm not agreeing to this. Give you the boldness and courage to speak up to your spouse, speak up to your significant other, and tell them this is not healthy and we can't continue things this way, because your destiny depends on it. And your children, if there's any children, your future depends on you being able to handle and navigate this and get yourself out of this. So I pray this helps. Please leave some comments, feedback, questions. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. God bless you. I love you. It's your boy, Pastor Ryan. Have a good one.